Foundation is this is the Sfas Emmes. The Sfas Emmes is a big tzaddik, like someone who is medayek ad sof. He has Sfas Emmes ala Torah, Sfas Emmes ala Shas. He's someone who is, as we said last time, he was a great person himself, but also grandson of the Chadisha Rim, and that's the Masorah all the way through to the Yid Kodesh, because it goes through the Kotzka Tzaddikim.
Who's the Yid Kodesh?
Yid Kodesh was with Yosef Yitzchak B'Shishcha. I think it was Yosef Yitzchak B'Shishcha, and he was a Talmud of Chozer, but he was also a Chover the Chozer, and he was a Talmud of the Noam Elimelech. Okay. And they were Talmudim of the Maggid, and the Maggid was a Talmud of the Baal Shem Tov. So it goes all the way back to the Baal Shem Tov. It's a Masorah, a specific Masorah. One of the things you should know with their Masorah, very, very much into the Maharal, and we're going to see that again and again, that there's a certain system, I like when you say, the certain system of thought that we're going to get. And the most beautiful part of this learning today is, and I'm so excited, this is the Yahrzeit of the Sfas Emmes tonight.
Tonight is?
What is the Hashgacha Pratis? That you and me, in your merit, we started a little bit last time to learn, but the first time I really learned
today is Daled.
a full hour with like, Kavias. Today is Hey. Tonight is Hey. Hey
Yesterday
Shvat.
was the Baba Sali.
And tonight is the Sfas
And
Emmes.
Zusha was Bet, right?
Was best. So tonight is the Sfas Emmes, and it's a big Yahrzeit for anyone who's connected to the Ger or Sfas Emmes.
It's a big Siman too.
And Sfas Emmes is something that was Makubal Kol Klaisar, as far as I know. I think all the yeshivas, I don't think there's any misnaggedness to the Sfas Emmes. It's not like with Chabad or Breslov, there's some people learn it, some people don't. Everybody learns Sfas Emmes. Maybe I think even the Chabadniks, and if you ask them privately, I'm joking. They also learn it. Yeah, everyone learns Sfas Emmes. Sfas Emmes, and one of the the segulas of being Makubal Kol Klaisar is the Midas Emmes, because it's undeniable. It's like a Rogan vote. Yeah, sorry to quote Goy, but Joe Rogan always says you have to become undeniable. So Sfas Emmes is undeniable. Like you can't say nothing against Sfas Emmes. He was a tzaddik. He was Ish Emes. He had a huge chassidus that he was mogen during really difficult wars and pogroms, and he led Klaisor in an ultimate way. And also remember, he was also a young boy when he lost his father, and his grandfather brought him up. And yet it didn't take away from his tzidkus. In fact, it probably added to it. So he had not the easiest life. Anyway, so we're learning a Torah on the Parsha's bow. Good place to begin. This is the first Parsha in the Torah where we see Am Yisrael getting mitzvahs. Yeah, up until now it was the mitzvahs we saw in the Torah. You know what they were: Bereshis, Puravu, and we had the mitzvahs Bris, and we had the mitzvah. What was the other mitzvah in the Torah? Puravu, Bris. I don't know.
This is going to be Rosh Chodesh?
Yeah, we're going to have Rosh Chodesh. I don't know if this Torah is going to be about it. But Parshat Bo was the Parsha where we see Klaisor start to get the mitzvahs, and we start to see the Am come together with the last three machas. Even a hint, a remez in the name Bo. This is one of his colleagues, Shem Shmuel, who was also from the Avnei Nezer. They were connected to Sfas Emmes. Shem Shmuel says Bo is the Osius Aleph base because it's Gematria Shalosh, which is a remez to the three machas in this week's Parsha. So we got the three machas, which are Arbe, Choshech, Macha, B'chois. So we have those three machas in this Parsha, and we're going to see one of the challenges is dealing with Paro. We're going to talk about the Asar Mamaros, connected to Asar Makas, which is a very deep concept, and we're going to explain that a bit more, how it's connected to Sedibras. We're going to see a little bit, we'll see, a lot of beautiful, deep concepts. Some of it I still haven't prepared and I haven't seen it myself, so hopefully we'll be able to understand it together. Okay, let's do it.
So which one are we starting with?
It's Taf Reish Lamed Tes.
Taf Reish.
It's not so far. There's Vav, so we're almost there. There we go, the Midrash.
Okay, the Midrash.
Yeah, so he straight away begins with a Midrash.
So he says the Midrash. So what's between mine and yours? Same layout so far.
Same layout. Just yours is cleaner and with the nakudas,
yeah.
And it's bigger, it's nicer.
Okay, the Midrash.
Nice to say that. Yeah, it's true.
Ki ani chigbadati.
Oh.
Chigbadati.
Yeah. What was the whole Indian of Kabbalati? It's the idea of most paras heart can, even in Parshat Bo, was still being hardened. Yeah?
Right, so it's Ayin.
Aleph Lamed, yeah, to
What is
God.
Aleph Lamed?
I think it means to God, as far as I know, but maybe
It's
it's,
a
not.
word?
Two. It means two. Yeah. Ki ani achalti al. I think so.
It must.
Or
no,
it's a
but
Rosh
But it's a Rosh It must
You're
be Rosh
right.
because they
Amalei.
have like a little.
So good. We start off with a
It's got a
question.
little chip.
Okay, let's go. There's at the back. We're going to see. I think they have the Rosh Tevas. Here we go. We have the Rosh Tevas at the back. I think. No, maybe in yours. I've seen it. I've seen this one that have it. No. Okay, so we're gonna have to just figure it out.
Okay, let's think for a second. But Midrash.
Ki ani achbadati.
Ikhbalati.
So what happened? Paro says, "I've hardened my heart."
Could it be like Ayin La'ayil or something like that?
Ayin Leo? No, it's not yet. We haven't got there yet. Amalei. I don't know.
We'll come back to it. Let's come back to it.
Koved Evan v'chuli.
Okay, Kavod Evan v'chulei. Like hard like a stone.
Stone.
V'chulei. Ka'as. Avil. Kavad v'chulei.
Yeah.
This is all pasuk.
Kas
Kavod
avil
Evan
kavad.
v'chulei. Ka'as Avil Kavad v'chulei.
This idea that there's a heart of stone. Yeah.
So Kavod Evan like hard like stone. Ka'as Avil is like a knife or something.
Kaved. Yeah. There's kas avil kaved v'chuli.
What is Avil?
So I remember there's a name of a Mordech. This comes up a few times in Tanakh, this name. But it was Aleph Vav Yud Lamed. Okay, so let's see if he explains it.
Okay, Perush. So he says the explanation. So this is him speaking now?
Yeah.
Okay, Perush.
Yoter Pella.
Hapele. V'pele. Mashanoten. Habore Yitparach. Yecholet. Leharashaim la'asot neged rotzono yitbarach. So he says the explanation is that it's more of a wonderment.
Yeah.
Vepele it's more of a wonderment what Hashem or the way in which Hashem gives
Very good.
the ability for evil people to do things that are against Ratzon Hashem.
Yes, that's the bigger Pella. Pella, it's like almost Pella Ploim, like it's double Lashon, yeah?
So
Yoter Pella
is like Yoter Pella V'Pella is just like a signon of like how he's going to speak of like it's like a double lashon. It's like it's like even more
wondrous.
Right?
That Hashem gives us the Rishoyim the ability, especially when he's doing all these machas,
to do things that are negative Ratzon Hashem.
And remember, this is by Parshat Bo. We've already had 7 machas already. This is the 8th macha.
If Ratzon Hashem was. If Ratzon Hashem was that Bnei Israel should be let out of Eretz Yisrael, but it seems to be.
There's even more of a pella than what Klal Yisrael accepting the miracles.
I haven't read
is the Rishoyim still choosing? Yeah, that Hashem gives them the ability. He allows them with His.
That He gives them the ability to continue to do this. However, the problem is, in the Parsha, and I mean I only read the first 4 aliyahs so far this today.
Great.
But it says that Hashem kept making Paro's heart heavy.
Yeah, he did.
It wasn't like Paro continued to do it. Meaning it was clearly Hashem who was doing this. It was. I'm not so sure that it was.
But the point is, there was a certain point of Bechira that Paro had that he chose that. Hashem can't force even Paro. Even in such a situation where there was a limit to learn out from it, he wasn't forcing Paro to harden his heart.
Okay, fine.
There was some sort of choice there from Paro, even if it was Hashem helping him do it. But like we know with our mitzvahs, Hashem helps us also.
Right.
He helps us to do mitzvahs, He helps us to choose Him, helps us to love Him. He helps Paro harden his heart. But the still thing is that He's giving him that choice, and it's a wondrous thing in such a situation, to be able to do neged Ratzon of Hashem Yisbarach, to go against the Ratzon Hashem.
So it says what is this?
Hashem Yisbarach.
Hashem Yisbarach mitpaer b'zeh hakoach ki ani chikbalti v'chulei.
Yeah.
Mitpaer is like makes it splendid.
Yeah, the Hashem Yisbarach Mispaer Bezer was like Mispaer was glory.
It's like to glory this. Right? He makes glory
from this the koach,
like from this the koach, ki ani hikbarati v'chulei.
Like this is coming back to what you were saying. That I harden.
That because Hashem keeps saying to him like, and I will harden his heart.
Yaakov, can you help us 1 second? Sorry, he's a time chacham. I want to ask him a question.
I don't know about that, but
Kaved Evan, Chulu Kas. What's Avil Kaved?
sorry, where are you?
I've seen that Lashon Avil like with names.
We're
and
here?
that. Yeah.
Kaved Evan. Kas Avil Kaved. Avil has come like the word Avila. So like, what's a good English translation? Give me a second.
Love it. It's
like-
coming in as big day.
Hold on.
Big day of Oda. Show it to the kid.
Oh, it's like Avil is like
It's like an anvil, like a
no, not an Avil. It's like not like a dirtying or like a dive. That's the word.
a dive.
A dive.
What do you mean a dive? Like
like-
to dive
like-
in a pool?
Yeah.
Like in a directional, yeah.
Anger dived into kavod.
Like a
Avil kaved, like kaved even, but hulei kaas anvil
yeah, that's what it
kaved.
is.
Like a type of anger that was. Okay, one more question.
Yeah.
Rosh Tevos.
Yeah.
The midrash ki ani hikbarati
Aleph
aleph
lamed.
lamed.
You know, Sfas Emmes.
Midrash Keni Kvarati.
Yahrzeit.
It's probably like Alev Paro. It's probably
Alev Paro. So two.
Yeah.
And it just stops there.
Alev paro. Why wouldn't it have?
Alev Paro. I think that's the pasuk.
Alev. Yeah.
Midrash ki ani hikbarati. Yeah.
Alev Paro.
It's in Bo, right?
Yeah.
Hikbarati. Ignore Yael's writing. I don't know what it means.
No, I'm not on that level yet.
I don't know what the annotations mean. Okay, fine. I like the left pillow.
Yeah, Alev Paro. Because that's really what we said that anyway. We just
I mean, it could also be Amar La'el. Because
Amar La'el.
you could have quoted it in an earlier thing.
to God.
Yeah. Oh, it's the
No.
etlev part. The etlev.
There we go.
It's an odd Rosh Tevos. You would think it would be like
Because the classic word would be Ayin Lamed, which would be Ayin La'el.
Ein, but it's not because it's the
But-
beginning of the word.
But it could be Amar La'el because Sfas Emmes is like his drashot that someone was like sikim otam.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
it could be Amar La'el.
He was saying it over Shalat and someone brought it down like for him, like wrote it down. Or something.
Yeah,
Could
but
be Ein La'el?
it could be Amar La'el because it's whatever. But I think it's etlev.
Alev.
Ikianich barati
Makes sense,
etlev.
yeah.
Covered Evan.
Etlibo. Sorry, that's the word. Etlibo. Sorry, ani barati etlibo.
Yeah, there
So
we go.
that'd be it.
At Libo, and then covered Evan is the stone. Yeah,
Yeah.
like made it heavy like a stone.
Yeah.
Chulu, but kas avil kaved v'chulu.
Right. Like it's a I feel like it's casted. It's like casted down.
Casted down.
Casted
There
down.
we go.
There
That's
you
the
go.
translation.
That's the better word. Casted
Thank
down.
you. Because there is a Russia called Avil Murdoch. No?
Right. Yeah.
Is that connected? Like his name was like casted or something.
I don't know. That's a good
But he's
question.
in Tanakh. Yeah. He's one of the melechs of.
Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't be sure if someone did the word play.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be sure.
Okay.
But
great.
like also like all the translations for like when you hit someone like
Yeah.
and you damage them. So they say it's like one thing is like you punched and one thing is like you casted something at them. So
Right,
avil,
right.
so the language that they use is their avil. It's not the pasuk.
Avil.
Avil. So yeah. Anyways.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay, sure.
Perish Yosef Pele Marsh and Nosen Bori Yisbrach Cholis V'Shayim Lasos Neged Ritzoni Yisbrach V'Hashem Yisbrach Mizboeh Bezeh Hakukiani Kabedi V'Chili. That's what we got to.
So he says, right, so Hashem Yisbarach mitpaer b'zeh, that he
Yeah.
makes it, glorifies this, hakoach, ki ani chbarati b'chulu. Like he glorifies the strength of, like his strength, basically,
Yeah.
when he says, and
Because
I
Hashem
will-
keeps revealing machas. That's what happens from it.
right, because he wants,
The more his heart hardens, the more Hashem reveals.
right. So he says, Shebarati ha'olam eino pele.
Now here it says a deep concept here. Shabriya
Shebarati
Sa'olam
ha'olam
Eino
The
Pele.
creation of
Yeah.
the world is not a...
You wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
not a
Sfas
wonder.
Emmes says it. We see it as a wonder, like the philosopher. Yeah.
He's saying, Shebriat ha'olam...
Creation of God is not a pele.
Eino Pele.
Why to Hashem? Why? Kis Kuhi
Kihu
Kol
Kol
Yochel.
Yaakov,
He can do anything.
Hashem can do anything. Umizeh muvan koach gevurato yitbarach. Ech noten yad.
Here we go. This is the Pella.
Le Hoshaim.
Yeah, that he from this we see the koyach, the strength of his gevurah, of Hashem Yisrael's gevurah. How he gives to
this we can understand
hand
the strength of his strength.
Yeah.
Right? It should be blessed. Ech noten yad le Hoshaim v'nit
I would say koyach gevurah would be a better meaning, strength of his power.
He gives the strength. He shows the strength of his power. Should be blessed by the fact that he gives a hand.
Yad le Peshoim.
Like Pashaim is like the evil doers. Or
Yeah,
like
the
that.
Peshoim, the ones who stumble. Stumbling block. Yeah.
Stumbling.
I would say stumblers.
And then what's the nun?
Peshoim, the ones who go against Hashem.
What's this for the nun K?
V'nikra, and we call this Yagir. I think V'nikra means.
V'nikra v'yagia kivyachol b'zeh she'osin neged ratzono yitbarach. So he says, and we call this
Yagir, this effort, Kiviyachol.
kivyachol b'zeh ha'oseh neged ratzono Hashem.
It's as if they are going against what's in Hashem. The Hashem himself giving them the koyach. Like, try to think about that. Yagir Kiviyachol.
Yagia kivyachol, and we call this
Bizeh, in this, Sha'osin Neged Ratzoni Yisbarach.
Okay, ve'al zeh
Nikra Hashem Yisbarach Melech.
Nikra Hashem Yisbarach Melech Aluv, the king of what would you call Aluv?
I don't know, is that a Taos? Melech Olam, king of the world? I don't know, Aluv. It's a good question. I don't know. I really don't know what it is, honestly. That's
Nikra
up until now I've
Aluv.
been okay, but this word Aluv is a new concept. Let's write it out.
Melech Aluv. Hu lechazek levavo.
Wretched. He's the king of the wretched, the miserable, the poor.
Where do you look it up on Morphic?
Google. I'll Google it up.
So he says Hashem Yishavach Melech Aluv. V'hu lechazek v'levavot b'nei Yisrael.
And he's strengthening the hearts
of b'nei Yisrael leyadea.
to know,
Ki kol haster b'yicholet
and because everything has to hidden is included,
all the hidden things in the generalities and in the specifics,
and detailed kol nefesh
kol
Yisrael.
nefesh Yisrael, like it's all within the soul of Yisrael. Hakol mikoach haborei yitbarach l'kvodo. That everything is from the strength of the Creator. You should be blessed
And to honor.
V'lechein al yifol lev adam alav biroto koach hayotzer.
And therefore, don't let the heart of a person,
So all yifol
come upon
lev
him.
adam alav. And therefore, don't let it fall the heart
full.
of a person.
Yeah.
Alav
Baroso was created koach hayetza, but he created the strength for this of this inclination, v'tachbulosav, and all its counsels. Ki rabim hema. There are many. Come the Yahrzeit and he drays your cup.
There's many of them.
Yeah, every day. Think about it. Every day there's new strategies from the Yahrzeit to come dress. And it's interesting because I've never seen this lashon, but Melech Alav. He's the king of the wretched, which means Hashem's also the king of this wretched Yahrzeit bothering us all the time. Yeah?
Right. Ki rabim hema.
There are many.
There are many of all kulam.
All the strategies and
Et nora alila
inclinations.
yitbarach shemo. So he says, but all of them me'et nora is like
from the awesome
alila yitbarach shemo. They're all from this like awesome
plot.
alila is like above.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Plot?
Plot.
Alila is plan.
I could say that. Yeah. Of Hashem Yisbarach. Plot. Or like,
The plot.
yeah.
Just correction.
Yeah, go on.
Because I think it's what I meant. However, sometimes words over time gain newer meanings.
Sure.
So the Tanakh meaning of you is like throw,
Yeah.
and later Tanakh becomes like a person who's casted down. And then like the modern use of it is evil. Reveal just means evil,
Like bad.
like a bad person.
Yeah.
So like whatever. So
As I was saying, evil murder.
yeah, so
bad dude.
Yeah, so it's a bad person. So whatever. So you could either take it probably derived from the technical definition
Yeah.
of it, but probably probably meant the, like just evil in general. I apologize. I was like
Bad
thinking,
dude in general.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
but-
write that.
but you could whatever you could be medaic on the
Right,
use of
alternative definition.
yeah. You use
It's good,
the
it's good.
sorry.
It adds to the midrash because midrashes are like poetic, you know.
Yeah.
They're not taken literally completely, but there's something here. It's deep.
About
Like,
that. Okay, sorry.
thank you.
Beautiful.
So that's the
So he says that all of this comes from this
plots from the Yahrzeit. There's so many.
This amazing plan.
Awesome
Shiv-
plan to give us all these tests and challenges and
Yitbarach Shemo.
all these counsels of the Yahrzeit to come bother us.
וזה ש-
Shekosov.
וזה שכתוב. Just gonna take a little bit to get used to the Rosh Hashanah.
Yeah, no, for sure. This is part of the
So,
effort.
וזה שכתוב באה וכולי. And this is what it means in the beginning of the pasuk. כי אני הכברתי.
Yeah, because
I was the one who
This is
hardened
what-
his heart.
So you're right when you said at that beginning point that it was Hashem who hardened the heart of Paro. But there's still, remember he did say that Hashem gave him koach to choose in a way. Like there's still, the Pella is that Hashem gives him that power to choose, the Rishonim. So it is Hashem allowing it and giving the koach. It wouldn't exist without Hashem. Like the Tanya says, this whole concept in Chassidus, any energy that's used to do a sin is also from Hashem.
Correct.
Just we're choosing to use that energy the wrong way.
Because v'hizek lev,
It's very important, by the way, this concept because it allows us, one, to understand Bechira more clear, and two, it allows us to not only to get Bechira down, but we start to, because we see the power of Bechira, but we start to see the power of Hashem's kindness because he also he's empowering everything, good and bad. And the bad that he's empowering also teaches us. Is also for the sake of Klal Yisrael. That's what we're getting out of this.
correct.
It's good. It's helping us become who we need to become.
Exactly. So he says v'hizek lev, and he strengthens the heart.
Moshe Rabbeinu alav shalom. Visit like Moshe Rabbeinu alav shalom.
Yeah, Moshe Rabbeinu alav shalom. Shemikol ela hadvarim yeh kavod shemo yitbarach mitrabeh.
Increase Hashem's
It will
honor.
increase because all these things are going to increase.
Who the covenant of Hashem, Shema Yisbarach, the name of Hashem Yisbarach, Merubah. Yeah, he wants to increase that honor in the world that everyone should say Yud Kei Vav Kei is running everything and causing these machas and bringing the Jews out of Eretz Mitzrayim.
So he says v'shiyeh na'aseh mizeh parshiot haTorah v'mashu katuv lama'an shisi v'kulei. So he says, and it will be.
It's famous passage. Man Shisi Chulu.
So he
Just
says,
Ba'az bin.
v'shiyeh na'aseh
Can you pass me the Chumash? We're going to need the Chumash a little bit on it because it's quoting different parts.
v'shiyeh na'aseh mizeh parshiot haTorah. So he says he's going to make from this parshiot haTorah, meaning like portions of like. What does he mean by parshiot haTorah?
It's going to make Parshas the Torah that we're going to have to say over to our children. Yeah, it's by the Makos, everything. It's creating Torah.
Meaning
What
he
Hashem's
makes from
doing.
this parshiot haTorah. I mean,
Yeah.
parshiot haTorah is saying like he's right. He's literally like adding to the Torah to the parshios. K'moshe katuv lama'an sheti v'chulei.
Where is it? What says
Laman sheti v'chulei saper be'oznei
Bin-
hinecha chulei. Is that not from the Haggadah?
Yeah,
Laman sheti v'chulei saper be'oznei hinecha v'chulei. I mean, that's got to be from the Haggadah. Is that, I don't know.
But I think it's in the Chumash also.
You think it's a pasuk from?
Yeah, because we have a chiyuv to say we got to tell Levincha, but we have the mitzvah saying over this story. Yeah. And you should say this over to the ears of your children.
Yeah.
This is a big part of the whole Seder, of the Seder night. We know Havigadat Levincha b'yomahu. That's a beferish pasuk. She'eni yudeh, all the different children you have to say it over to.
Okay,
but there's another pasuk. This is also a pasuk. I just don't remember where it is.
Ve'im ki haborei yitbarach b'maka achat haya yachol lahotziam. He says because the biggest proof for this is that obviously haborei yitbarach, the Creator, he should be blessed. B'maka achat haya yachol lahotziam. Like he could have just brought one makkah, and he could have used that one makkah to.
Yeah. So what allowed that one makkah to not be enough? Because we were ready to go. Yeah. I mean, we thought we were.
Well, what do you mean the one makkah? Meaning it could have been. It could have been. That could mean a few things. It means he could have gone straight for the knockout punch.
Shem's a Bayoch. We can do anything.
Right. First of all, he doesn't even need a makkah to take out Bnei Yisrael. That's Aleph. Bet he could have gone for makkahs Behoros first.
Straight.
And it would have just.
And
been
you know what? If you look in Shmos, interestingly, he already tells us about makkahs Behoros. You might be learning Shmos. He says he's going to do this makkah for the binhei Bechorecha. We're going to be the Bechor. He calls us the Bechor.
Right.
Because he's saying we're going to be the Bechor, not them.
Right.
So he's already giving us a hint of Machas Bechoris already back in Shmos when Moshe was talking to Hashem Yisbrach.
Right.
It's important to have in mind, like he was. So therefore, that strengthens this more. That he could have just gone straight to what you said, Machas Bechoris.
So it's v'hu mamash kamo de'ita be'asara ma'amrot nivra ha'olam. And this is very much like what it comes be'asara ma'amarot when it says that in 10 sayings nivra ha'olam, the world was created.
Yeah, so this is going to get really, really profound and deep because once again, I remember I said at the beginning this idea of the moral. Everything's going to have a code. It's not going to just be that Hashem made 10 sayings when he created the world, and then he made 10 machas in Mitzrayim. Right. And the reason how he brought about 10 machas, he had to give power to the Shoyim to strengthen their heart, to enable these 10 machas to be needed. There was a reason there had to be these 10
lines
machas.
Up. So he's going to explain. So he says, Hu mamash kamo de'ita be'asara me'amorot. This is very much as it's brought in these 10 statements. Nivra olam, that the world was created with.
What was created?
Ve'lo be'ma'amar. No.
V'alam. Halo usually I think it's halo This is a midrash acher. I think that's what it is. A midrash amaya or something. It's talking about a midrash.
Hivarot rak.
It goes rak.
Rak
La freya Yerushalayim. To put down the Rishon. Yeah.
He barot is to put them down.
No, he created.
Yachol he barot.
To
create.
To create rak. What did he create all these machas for? La freya Rishon.
To destroy or to bother
the Rishoyim, and give good reward to
give reward to tzaddikim. Kein mamash bezeh shehara'eh haborei yitbarach ki bat Yisrael ubikesh la'asok begulason Shesrael be'arichut asara makot ulafriya rashaim hamet sa'arin et b'nei Yisrael shenik alu be'asar makot v'yiten schar tov l'mitkayamim u'mehazikim shoresh emunah b'nei Yisrael. Shoresh emunah b'nei Yisrael.
So he explained it now. He said it very in short, and now he explains it. Chen mamish b'zeh.
So he says, Hen mamish b'zeh. This is very much included in this.
You see the Creator.
When you see the Creator, Hibat Israel, he loves, desires Israel. Ubikesh la'asok begulatan shel Yisrael. He requires, or bikesh is like he requests to involve himself in the redemption.
And involvement is in a very intense way. It's not like
right.
this.
He requests to be involved in a very intense way of this
redemption of Israel.
Ba'arichut asara makot, like by elongating
the 10 makos,
Velafria mirashaim, and to bother these rashaim, umetzarin et bnei Israel, and to hamitzarin et bnei Israel. These it's ulafria mirashaim hamitzarin et bnei Israel.
Yeah.
Meaning to bother the evil people who were
making suffering for Yisrael,
making the Bnei Israel suffer.
Because that was a big midah connected midah. They got back. That was a big simcha going on.
Right.
With Kaisar, if you see the midrashim, you see how it's b'juk. It was kindlich. It was exact.
Right. So they
hit a yid. So then a rock hit that guy back on his head.
Exactly.
A lion jumped on him and beat him up. Yeah. Whatever they did to us, Hashem b'juk did back to them through the 10 machos.
Exactly. Shenigalu ba'asar makot. V'liten schar tov, that they were revealed, or they were redeemed through these 10 makot, and he was given a good reward. Lemekayamim, and fulfilled them. Umechazikim shoresh amunat b'nei Israel, and like he stood up and he strengthened the roots of the belief of b'nei Israel.
Yeah, became chazikim, the root of munas b'nei Israel.
Of munas of b'nei Israel.
Because what it's brought down is famous. I don't know who's saying it here, but I've seen him say it somewhere else. But the 10 machas were refuah to Am Yisrael. We healed.
They like helped heal the trauma that had gone.
Yeah, and that in itself strengthened the shorish of Emunas Yisrael. Hashem's doing this for us. Because remember, the whole root of Emunah is Hashem took us out of Mitzrayim. Anochi Hashem, Elakecha, Hotzietz Mitzrayim. The whole thing is He took us. I'm Hashem, your God. He took you out of Mitzrayim. Yeah. So what that is the shorish of Emunah, the first commandment. So we know the shorish of Emunah goes together with that going out of Mitzrayim.
That's Kabbalah's Malchut Shema.
Yeah, the 10 machas does this tikkun of rooting deeply in Emunah in Am Yisrael and putting down the Rishoim.
Right. And so too, V'kol nefesh Yisrael be'atzmo leyada ech gadol koach kaliyut b'nei Yisrael levatel atzmo el haklal or kel haklal.
El haklal. Yeah, you're right.
So he says it's kel like Hashem.
No, to atzmo to the klal. Yeah,
so
and that's a really important level.
Similarly to this, it's B'kol nefesh Yisrael be'atzma, like within each soul of Israel, by themselves, they have to be leida. They have to know
how great is the strength.
How great is the strength of this
entity
called
B'nai Yisrael?
Levatel atzmo el.
Yeah, so Hashem's doing all these machas.
They have to cancel them. They have to like give
themselves to the cloud.
They have to give themselves over to the cloud.
We see what's going on right now in the war. Am Yisrael being mevatel themselves. The soldiers are being mevatel. All the people helping the soldiers are being mevatel to the cloud. It's not helpful for your personal situation, seemingly, to go out of your business and start helping the soldiers. But there's a bigger cloud. And so too with what was going on in Mitzrayim, there was a cloud Yisrael issue going on. So we mevatel ourselves, each nefesh, to mevatel to the cloud.
Ugulat Mitzrayim Haya Chana.
It was a preparation to all the Daled Malchus. The good of Mitzrayim was a chana to all the Daled Malchus.
Mitzrayim Haya Chana lekol Daled Malchiot. Lechein Yesh Daled Lashonot Shel Geula.
There we go.
Hashem. And therefore, hey,
Hashem Yisbarach. Yeah, again, it's a
Hashem Yisbarach Haga'ula al Yedei Eser Makos Liot Hakana Lekol Minei Hatzorot Shelo Yavou Ki Eser Kolios Kolel Hakol. Okay, let's break it down. So he says, Ugaliut Mitzrayim Haya Hachana L'Kol Daled Malkot. So he says that this redemption from Egypt was a preparation for all of the four Malkiot, like the four kingdoms.
Yeah, we know there's four kingdoms of Golas, but
This is
just like Mitzrayim's a shorish.
Mitzrayim, the Parsim,
Yeah.
the Yavanim, and the current.
Well, interesting. Mitzrayim
current
is
one
actually
that
not
we're in now.
included. Mitzrayim is not included in that four. It begins with
Parsim?
1 minute.
Yeah, it's the Parsim.
No, the
it's
Bavo,
it's Bavo,
Parsim,
Then it's
Yavanim,
Greek,
and Edom. They're the four Malchus.
Who's
We're in
Edom?
Edom, Rome. That's what we're in.
Rome. No.
Yeah, Rome is
Right, and then
Edom.
we'll be redeemed the fourth time.
Fourth one.
Nachon.
So there's four Malchus,
Yeah, I wanna write it
and
down, I wanna
the
write it
reason why Mitzrayim isn't included because it's the Shorish. It's the root of all the goddess, yeah, of the Malchus. It's the root, and that's what we're discussing now. Hashem's redeeming us, not just from the. I don't know if this is what the Sfas Emmes is meaning in this context, but He's redeeming us from all kinds of goddess, all kinds of Malchus, kingships, through the Dal Lishonis of Geula.
So he says it's the Hachana L'Kol Malkiot. V'lachein yesh daled lashonot shel geula, and therefore we have four languages for geula, which is like atzalti, gaalti, lekach. That's
Right.
four.
Yeah.
Shel geula, v'lakach haya hageula, that the geula took place al yedei asar
Esar Machos,
makos.
the 10 Machos.
Therefore, this geula took place via the 10 makos. Liot hanchana lekol minei hatzarot shelo yavau ki eser kolel hakol.
Yeah, because 10 includes
Right.
everything.
So
Like
it says, therefore, we had these.
that's a very
10
deep concept. This is very moralic. I remember I said that they go back to the morale, a lot of the
Right.
this derech of Chassidus. And morale, what he does is he has code words, yeah,
Liot
and patterns.
hanchana lekol minei hatzarot. Tzarot is like
Yeah, all the sufferings,
pain, the
all the different kinds of sufferings that will not come. Why? Because
Shelo yavau, that will shelo yavau.
they will not come.
Yeser kolel
Why?
hakol.
Yeah, because Hashem was doing a chesed. He was showing us that everything's included in this 10 machas. Because Eser is the number 10. Mispar 10 is inclusive. It's a number which includes everything. You have the whole concept in
When it
Panemius.
says shelo yavau ki eser kolel hakol.
Yeah, it's a concept that
what do you
Eser
mean?
kolo kol.
We had
10
10
includes
that came.
everything. But the concept is a concept. The 10 includes everything. Yeah, I'm trying to just expand
Yeah, okay.
into this
I'm with
realm
you.
of Chassidus and
I'm with
Machshava.
you.
That he's throwing out a concept that 10 includes all. Like there's this concept of binary. Have you seen in how they code? Everything's done
0,
by
1, 0, 1.
everything. So that's part of the foundation of the Bria. That
So
everything.
this idea called
Humanity
eser,
is 10 fingers, 10 feet, 10 toes, yeah, 10 spheres, 10. Everything's 10. So there's this pattern of 10, and that's kol kol. It includes everything. So by doing these 10 makkahs, he's sort of preparing that whatever malchus we go into, these extra goddesses we're going to go into, these four kingdoms we're going to have to face later on, but it's already been sorted out in the sense that
because
all,
it was 10 and 10
all
is,
this
10
included
is,
everything.
and where does this idea come from? What's this? It's a Maharaladic.
I think it's a Maradel kind of concept of, and maybe it goes back to the Zohar or Panemius, but the Maral would build.
I mean, this is an idea that you're telling me. This idea is like
Formulas.
Is a
Patterns.
concept that comes up throughout Torah's
Sorry.
Chassidus.
Yeah, and it goes back, in my opinion, to the Maral.
Okay, fine.
Because I remember learning the Maral,
Meaning
everything
you've
was
seen this
systemized.
idea in other svarim.
Yeah, it's a deep concept, and it's
The Eser Kolel HaKol, that the 10
Yeah.
includes everything.
yeah. Have you heard of that concept? He's a Chassid Shemet.
He's a chassid.
Yeah, that the 10 includes everything. It's a nice lashon in the
Eser
Sfas
Kolel
Emmes.
HaKol.
Eser kolo akol. The Eser machas is a kolo akol.
Eser Kolel HaKol. You've heard about that? As like a
Concept.
a
10,
concept that comes up in
Like binary, the concept of patterns, like the Mara always brings down. There's 5, there's 7, there's all these misparim, and 10 is like inclusive, like
Interesting.
because it has all the spheres, has all the aspects of Salam Elakim with the 10 fingers, and it's a inclusive. It's
When you bring in the spheros, that sounds even better.
yeah.
I think, it definitely manifests in this for us. If you think about it, just in our numerical system, it's up to 10. Right? After that, you're at 11, 12.
Yeah. And in Aleph base also.
Right. Base also.
Yeah.
10 is a complete system.
The Roman
Within
numerals we were
10,
talking about today.
So yeah?
The Roman numerals we were talking about today.
Yeah, you're talking about today.
Wow.
That's what makes no sense. Roman numerals. I don't really get whatever, we're talking about the Roman numerals. Why is it like, 1, 2, 3, and then like a 1V, and then V, and then a V1?
I remember learning Latin and all that stuff. But the interesting thing is that here, we're talking about Rome, it protects us from all the malchus that's going to come. The 10 malchus has within it a koyach to include everything. So it wasn't just because in the end Mitzrayim is the shorish of all the goddesses, but it's also the shorish of all the gula. So it has within it the ability to for all the doors.
Wow.
It's Eser Kol HaKol.
And it's the shorish of our Amunah. So it has within it so much. Like there's just that one little statement is something to think about. I just have this feeling it's from a Maharal and it's teaching us a concept. We can ask a big time Chochem in Maharal. I don't know if there are in Eretz Yisrael, but I know someone in London who's a big Maharal expert.
I'm sure someone in Israel knows.
Rav Hartman. He wrote Sfarim on the Maharal. There was also Moshe Shapiro, who's huge in the Maharal.
Okay, let's keep going.
We'll find the time Chochem on the Maharal. There we go. So it brings that pasuk. I told you that was the pasuk.
And he says, and this is what it says in the pasuk.
Yeah.
So this is, and you should tell it to the ears of your children and your children's children. Kihu shoresh geula lekol hadoros habaim kenizkar la'el. But this is going to be the root of the redemption for all the generations that are going to come.
Exactly. And that's what we were saying.
Okay, let's keep going.
We sort of said that,
Yeah, that's what we got.
That's the shorish, and that shows you that he takes care of all the malchias, everything, because the shorish of Amunah, everything's being taken care of here. So just for the sake of all this importance, for all of history,
we need three more.
But the pella was
we need three
that
more.
we have to harden the heart of Paro to get all this.
Right.
Do you understand? Because we need a Russia
and we see that Hashem is
to
doing
go
it.
against Hashem, and Hashem has to give him koach to go against Hashem, so that he can do this whole Esamakas to include all of history within this. With our shorish of Amunah.
Which is the idea that Hashem is strengthens the heart of the evil people.
Yeah, and that's a pella. That's the bigger pella.
That's the bigger pella. Okay, keep going. B'Shem.
I think this is his talking about his Zayda.
Okay, Zichron Avracha.
Yeah.
Ki asara ma'amarot.
Admor Zochen, I think it means.
Admor Zochen.
So
he says Ki asara ma'amarot ve'asara makot.
That would be the Chedushia Rim, by the way. That would just so you can write next to it. His Zayda was the Chedushia Rim, which is with Yitzhak Meir. I don't know why I'm blanking on his last name. What's his name? Yitzhak Meir. With Yitzhak Meir. He used to call him Chedushia Rim because, why was he called the Chedushia Rim? Because it's Rosh Hashanah Yitzhak Meir. Yitzhak Meir.
Got it. So he says, Ki ha'eser amarot ve'eser makot ve'eser ha'dibrot ha'kol echad.
For me, this is like Gan Eden.
So he says the 10 statements. What are the 10 statements?
Of creation.
Of creation.
This is really foundational what we're learning right now. This is like
10 makot
so crucial.
And the 10
Sfas Emmes now.
Dibrot are all one.
Yeah. So now, you have to internalize that before you go off anything else.
Okay.
It's foundational. When you go through Bereshis and now you get to Shmos, you see a world that was created with Asar Mamaris, the 10 sayings of creation. Bereshis Bara Elokim, Yehel, all the different sayings of creation. That's how Hashem created our world. Yeah, the 10 sayings of creation. Now, what happened was, we have a whole sefer of Torah and a few thousand years of history, and the world doesn't work out. Think about it. We have the Dor Adair. Sorry, before the Dor Adair. We have the Dor Mabul, the Dor Flugger. Before the Dor Mabul, we have the Dor Flugger.
Right.
Before even that, we have Adam Arishon and all those descendants. If we keep going backwards, we see that they just weren't getting, with the 10 sayings of creation, was not creating enough, even though you could see in creation Hashem was the one who created, but they were not connecting it back to Hashem, and they weren't seeing how Hashem's constantly making creation, except for Yechidim like Avinu, and therefore they were rebelling to Hashem.
Right, I'm with you.
So what did Hashem do? He made 10 machas, 10 Malchus to the world, and what was the empire of the world at that time? Mitzrayim. So that was the place that needed it the most. That was the one who enslaved us and his children and made the most evil. And it was also the place Adam Rishon originally spilt all his seed, is brought down
Right.
Mitzrayim. That's one of the reasons why Am Yisrael went into that place to fix all that spillage. Yeah.
Okay.
To tikkun, we were trying to tikkun Adam Rishon. We were trying to tikkun Adam Rishon.
Right.
That place, the 10 Machas, came to undo all the kilkulim that had happened in the 10 parts of creation that Hashem made. Do you understand? It was fixing the 10 sayings of creation through 10 Machas.
And then once we had the 10 makos, then we were zakai to get the Aseret Adibra.
Now
we have a new 10 that stands on its own. So
and
it's
this
like
is
10
much more
minus
important
10.
than the
It's
10
like 10
Mamaros.
minus 10.
As
plus
big as
10.
the creation is, but without Hashem telling us what to do with it,
Right.
we were just messing
We have
up.
no idea what to do.
So Am Yisrael were given that
So now
power
that's
to
how
have
we
the 10.
that's how we remake the 10.
And now we go ahead, and it's all achad. That's the beautiful thing.
Oh, that's very nice.
It's all one.
It's
the
all
10,
achad.
and ultimately, the 10 sayings of creation are really the 10 makkahs, fixing the 10 sayings, which is really the 10 commandments. So then you start to see this concept that this 10 includes everything. Remember, we just said it before.
Yafeh. So he says, Ki ha'marot hayu bekolel.
Klal, yeah.
Because the statements were
Statements of
general.
10, yeah. But general.
ואחר כך בפרטיות לתקן ולהעמיד חוף ד' or what would it be?
ואחר כך, בפרטיס, לתקן, to fix and to stand.
להעמיד על מקומו
על מקומו.
ואז יש גלות ויגיעות רבות
כל ד'
לברר
אז יש גולס ויגיעס לברר כל פרטיס. I'm not sure the Chaf Dalet. Let me ask one of these.
ואחר כך בפרטיות לתקן ולהעמיד חוף ד' ואחר כך particularly
Kol Davar. Easy one. I should have thought of that. Kol Davar.
So he says that, and afterwards, in the arhakach pratiyut, and afterwards in the individual, nataken ulahamid, and to stand up, kol davar al mekoma, everything in its place.
Yeah.
Va'az yesh galut v'yagiot rabot levarer kol hapratim.
Yeah. Now,
And
if you
then-
come to Rav Shlomo's shir in the morning on Shabbos, this is the key word. What's the key word of the Meishalach, who was connected to?
So one second.
We're going to see levareh, to clarify. That's the important word.
Clarify. Right.
Levareh.
But what is
All
the
details.
yagiot? To reach?
Yeah, I would say, I'm still saying it's
So it says everything in their place. V'az yesh
Galut,
galut.
v'giot, and efforts. I would say efforts, many efforts, or attempts rather.
So he
Maybe there's a
says.
better translation.
He
But
says afterwards in the specific,
See what it says,
we can fix everything and stand them all up, each thing to its place. V'az yesh galut v'giot rabot and levarer kol pratim, and to clarify all the pratim.
oh, he says an arrival. No, I don't.
Yeah, yagia is to arrive.
Okay.
To legalot, to reveal and to arrive, to reveal and to arrive at many
clarifications, all practice, all things.
Right?
Okay, great. That's fine. That fits. V'achar chozer v'klal.
Chozer v'klal. So afterwards, he
It
returns
returns to the
and-
cloud. So you have to go like sort
What
of
is chozer v'klal? And general?
and include or
And includes it?
chozer v'klal.
And includes it? He
Yeah.
goes back and includes it?
I think so, because it's like joining it up to the group.
Okay, fine.
So it went from Prat to Cloud. But first I had to go break down the Cloud because the Cloud all gone wrong.
No. First you have to break down the prat.
No,
And
it had
then bring
to.
it back to the
the
Cloud.
Cloud originally was he said before, the
Kol davar al
Kimarmus Hayu B'Cloud. Yeah, remember?
Fine. Meaning
That was there was an original
The
Cloud.
Esther Marot were 10, but
That
there
was
really
the original
one.
Cloud. Yeah,
Right? And then afterwards you had to break them down.
yeah.
stand them
Every
up
single
again.
thing.
put it in its right place, reveal and arrive at the many clarifications needed.
Each thing.
Pratim, like in all their
And that's like the
details.
Mac is smashing it all up.
Right. And then afterwards, you can return it to this general status.
And what would that be? That's a dibris. That's how I would understand it. It's like a shtalshalis of events. It starts off with the Asa Mamaris, which is like a cloud with Sia. So everything's Hashem saying into creation, everything's together. But then it all fell apart, and then it had to be smashed to be able to clarify it to the point where it could come back to the cloud.
Okay,
and that's Asar Dibris.
The klal acharon achar prat hu kayam laad, and this final generality that happens after all of the individual pieces. Hu kayam laad. Like this is established forever. V'nit kanu ahar kach ha'asara ma'amarot v'na'aseh mehem dibrot. Ki diber hu mefurash umevarer yoter ma'amar. So he says, and v'nit kanu, like, and it was established afterwards, hasara ma'amarot, like these 10 statements, v'na'aseh mehem,
making them dibros,
commandments.
commandments.
Make from them these commandments. Ki dibur hu.
Saying is one thing, but dibur. Meforish
is
explicit and clear.
Explicit and clear, more
from a man.
Than,
it's more direct.
What is mamar? Like
from the mamaris, from a statement, yeah.
From statements.
And that's connected to the mamaris. So the dibros is more explicit, more clear, more direct than the mamaris, which were general, Hashem made this, but what do you do with that? You don't know what to do with it. So Hashem made the sea. Okay, so what? We eat the fish and make make kiddush, or what do we do with it? So some the dibros, it tells us explicitly and directly what to do with everything.
So he says, "V'lachein b'Shabbat nitna Torah," and therefore on Shabbos it was given over the Torah. B'Shabbat nitan achar
Yitzias
Mitzrayim.
It's interesting. We only got Shabbos after Mitzrayim. There were people keeping Shabbos in Mitzrayim. There was the Leviim and Moshe. There was descendants of Leviim keeping Shabbos. There were Tzaddikim. Klal Yisrael only kept it after Yitzias Mitzrayim.
Right, because after the redemption, it was revealed this aspect of Shabbat. Shehu hit galut ha'emet asher lo.
He's the one who's the king of this whole thing. He made it.
This is the true revelation. Asher hu hamalucha is like that. It is to him the king.
To the kingship. Hashem has to it the kingship.
And
that's what Shabbos Malch. Shabbos Megala, the Ma'aser Bereishis. The Ma'aser Bereishis is the time.
He says Kamosha Katuv the
Midrash.
The Midrash and he's Karla Ayel. B'ma ani agia v'chulei.
So this is the lashon of.
So the midrash that was referenced above is the opening midrash. Ki ani chibarti. No.
It's a later midrash. We had one before, excuse me, when we said there was many things made. Remember we had a little midrash there. What was it? Top of the page, I think. The midrash Yochel Boris Rak Lefar Mishraim, and to give schad to the Tzaddikim. That whole midrash. I think it's referring to that one.
Okay, so he says, "Kamosha Katuv b'Midrash and Yizkar al Bama Ani Yagia B'Chulei." Kevan Shezeh.
No, it's going back to the original midrash. What you're going to see, he's going to explain it.
Kevan Shezeh.
He didn't quote the whole thing.
Nikre. What is this? Nikre.
Again, to call.
What is it? To call?
Yeah. To describe. Give him a Shabbos and Nikra Menucha.
He says, "V'kivan shezeh nikra yagia memela haShabbos shenikra menucha nitvatel bo ka'as avil."
That whole thing of the evil cast.
So he says, since
evil
this
anger
is called yagia memela haShabbos. Memela means
the opposite
like
of
yagia. Memela is like apparently
comes out from
apparently
Memela or comes out. V'meila
We're saying here means comes out.
Shabbos
Yagim Mela HaShabbos Shenikra Menucha.
And what does Menucha Mizbatel gets rid of?
So he says Menucha
this
is
evil anger.
Nisvatel Bo Koas Avil, like this evil anger. Right? Or this casted evil.
Yeah.
This casted anger.
Yeah.
V'chein kol Shabbat hu zecher Yitzit Mitzrayim shekodem Yitzit Mitzrayim lo haya yachol lehitgalut bebechinat Shabbat kinizat ayafeh. Meaning every time we say in Shabbos davening we say zecher Mitzrayim.
Zeicher Ma'aser Bereishis v'Zeicher Yitzit Mitzrayim. We need both. And the Ramban and the Shlach Chodesh says they're both together. We need both. And there are Shorish of Emunah.
Right.
Those two aspects of going out Mitzrayim and Zeicher Ma'aser Bereishis.
Right.
You see how now it fits the Mamaris to the Dibrus.
Right.
The Zeicher Ma'aser Bereishis to the Zeicher Yitzit Mitzrayim.
Beautiful.
And all the in between is getting rid of all the evil, but that evil needed to be there in order to allow us to get to that revelation of Shabbos Menucha.
Right.
So it's very clarifying. It's comforting right now what we're going through with Hamas and Machshamam and all this evil, because it's giving us an opportunity to come to a munah of the Gula Shlema.
Right.
Yeah?
Okay, let's finish this up. Uve midrash mishko yadechem me'al zeh shehaya kashe lehem lifrosh
Ma'avodah Zorah.
me'avodah zara.
Yeah, the both is midrash mashku yideichem me'avodah Zorah. Shekash lehem lefrosh me'avodah Zorah.
Shehaya kashe lehem lifrosh me'avodah zara. I mean, it was hard for Bnei Yisrael to separate from avodah zara that was taking place over there.
V'hinei miyad achrei zeh.
So he says, "V'hine meyad ahar zeh," and behold, right after this, ne'amar v'gam seida lo aseh lahem, and it said, "V'gam seida." What does it mean, seida?
So like trapping, I think. Right?
Because they wanted meat.
Well, they weren't trapped in Mitzrayim. They were sort of.
Lo aseh lahem.
We got out of the trap.
V'darshu al zeh.
It was like a net, yeah. The Seder. Let me just write it. I'm just going to 100% clarify that.
V'darshu.
Oh, provisions. Interesting. I mistranslated.
Which one is
And also Seder has provisions.
Seida is provisions.
And it was made to them.
V'gam seida.
I mean, it has in it the shorish of Said, which means
Right.
to trap. But in this case, I think it means provisions.
Lo aseh lahem.
He does bring it underneath hunting.
Right?
Hunting, because what are you
Right,
hunting for?
right.
Provisions. But there was a provisions given to them. Yeah.
V'darshu al zeh hapasuk zacharti lecha chesed na'orayich v'hulei. And so he says, and we explain on this the pasuk that says, "I remember to you the kindness of your youth."
Yeah, of your bridal days.
Of your bridal days.
When we were being, pursued by Hashem to marry. And he took us out of Mitzrayim, like that was the time of our bridal days. We were new nation.
Yesh lomod mizeh
Shibchan shel b'nei
Shibchan
Yisrael.
shel b'nei Yisrael she'etzem b'nei Yisrael le'olam lehit mashech ahar haborei yitbarach rak ahoshech yikaseh aretz.
So even though Hashem was trying to marry us, but we went after Hashem.
So he says we can understand from this
The praise of Bnei Yisrael.
Shivchan is like the praise of Bnei Yisrael.
She'etzem b'nei Yisrael.
Olam lehit mashech ahara borei yitbarach. That always they're going to
Goes
go
after Hashem
They're going to go
Yisrael.
after Hashem. Rak ahoshech yichaseh aretz, and only darkness covers the land.
Because we're going after Hashem only when the darkness covers the land. So we're not going to after Hashem when it's all easy. We're going even when the darkness is covering the land. Yeah. We went out into the midbar, Eretz Lo Zerua. There was nothing planted there.
I would say that's a negative statement, not a positive statement.
Well, because the rest of the pasuk is Lech Tekach Midbar Eretz Lo Zerua.
Right.
So we went after Hashem in the midbar Eretz Lo Zerua. Rach HaChoshekas Haaretz.
Okay, fine.
Because it was only after the darkness covered the lands when we went out. Because what was the last Macha before Macha's Bechoris? Choshe.
Choshe, right? V'tikaf.
And immediately
Shenit Galu.
we were redeemed.
And V'tikaf means what? It's like that we
immediately, in that moment, were
Tikaf
redeemed.
means immediately?
Yeah. Take off miyad, immediately.
We immediately
In one moment we were redeemed.
Miyad
Similar to Miyad.
Nit'orer
Immediately we
koach.
woke up.
Immediately we woke up the strength Ahavatam Hashem Yitbarach.
The love of
strength
Hashem is brought.
for the love
Because
of
we
God.
wanted to come out.
L'chein
Mashcheni acharecha narutza. We ran after Hashem.
acharecha
We're
narutza.
drawn and run after you, Hashem. Yeah, we were running after. Achareya is after you. Narutza. We were running.
Shagam
Pasuk from Shir Hashem.
Shagam Shebegalut
The
Hava
pasuk Zacharti Lach is pasuk Yirmiyah in the beginning of Yirmiyah. We quote it in Rashi at the beginning of the Torah, Bereshis. It brings up this Bereshis to Rosa.
Right.
And then here is this pasuk Mashcheni Acharech Narutza is the pasuk in Shir Hashem. That we ran after Hashem.
So here it says Shagam Shebegalut Hava
Sisters.
Misteret. That like also that
To reveal the hidden love.
to reveal the hidden love. Mikol Makom Al Yadei Remez Me'at Shimshoch Otanu Haborei Yitbarach. So he says, nevertheless, via the hands of hinting, a little bit of hinting,
Yeah.
Shimshoch Otanu Haborei Yitbarach, that he will dwell us, Hashem Yitbarach.
We draw us to Hashem's Baruch. It's
Right.
like a subtle relationship of love.
Exactly. Anu Muchanim Larutz Acharav Bekolev. We're prepared to run after him with all of our heart.
Yep. Zeh shekosov.
V'zeh shechatu v'hotzia v'hulei al tzevoatam. V'liot mitapech berega achad mikol avdei paro likanes v'chol tzeva Hashem eno davar katan. It's not
Yeah,
a
it's
small
not a small thing. We went out of being evidence to Paro, to slaves to update to Paro, to enter into the cloud, which we've been talking about, this cloud
This
of
cloud.
Klal Yisrael, of Savah Hashem, of the army of Hashem, and that's not a small thing. It shows tremendous love. We were drawn after him. He's trying to give us the feeling behind it.
Right.
Of Mitzrayim, there's a tremendous love, Rotzen, Chuka, Ava, this relationship. We're drawn after Hashem. It's not a small thing. We became the army of Hashem.
Lagin shivchan shel bnei Yisrael.
This is to say,
This is to
lahagid.
say the praises of bnei Yisrael. Ki etzem livot bnei Yisrael leolam eino
It doesn't change. It never changes.
mishtanel. It doesn't change.
It's always in love with Hashem.
Kemasha katuv
That's the truth.
hamashal
I mean, he gives a mashal,
ligbor
a
sheha'amid.
gibor, mighty guy. He stands with
sheha'amid
a
hakoreh
beam
v'zorech
and he throws it
behem
in it,
itzim
and all kinds of arrows in it.
chetzi kelim vehem einam kelim. So
half
half of them are sharp and half are not sharp.
Or Kalim, yeah. Vessels and half are not.
Okay, the kevan shechein haborei et bnei Yisrael v'hinasam be'elo hamalchios. And this is since they prepared
Bnei Israel to enter into these
Right.
Malchias, these kingdoms.
Betach yeh libam ki yecholo ligbor negdam.
We're able to go against them with strength, like to Mizgaber, to against those Malchias.
Kamo shekatuv
hearts.
yitzav
Yeah.
yu
Yitzav.
gam lismor b'nei Yisrael. Here, just finish it because we're going to start it out.
זה גם כן שם הקדוש ברוך הוא משה רבנו בהרתיח את העם במצרים תעבדון את צדקים וכולי perishes הפכו מיד למדרגוסם הטובה כנ"ל. So even though there's all these arrows coming towards us, all these malchias, all this difficult stuff coming towards us, our hearts are with Hashem and we're misgaber towards our coming. We love Hashem. All of Bnei Israel love Hashem. Moshe Rabbeinu, he took us out of Mitzrayim, the Mitzrayim to Abdon to serve Hashem. That was the whole thing. We went from a low level of serving Paro to the opposite, serving God.
Right.
That was the change.
Miyad l'madragasam hatova. Can you scroll that out?
So it's saying here, half were not Kalim, half were. So maybe that means we were like half. At one
Half
point we
were
were
like real arrows, half were like fake
or we
arrows.
were like serving Paro, but now we've changed to serving the Kim. I'm not sure exactly the
Kevan
moshul.
shechein haborei
We have to
et
check this moshul.
Bnei Yisrael.
Up until the moshul, we're pretty good, but the main likud is that our hearts are always with Hashem, and
I
we're
like
always.
this 10 idea as well.
Yeah.
It's just kind of the pattern is there.
But the
Hashgoya.
beautiful thing is we're moshech after Hashem. You have to think about that.
Right.
Klal Yisrael are in love with Hashem. All the generation. You meet people like that, but the truth is, even if it's hidden, that's the truth of who we are. We're Moshech after Hashem. Moshchini acharecha. We're running after Hashem and Arutza.
Right.
Just like we went out of Mitzrayim and running after Hashem and everything. I personally, I had a fat business. I just went back to London. My family have a fat business in London. Yeah. I went back there. I don't have any shlita there because I gave up that chelik of my life. Yeah.
Right.
And what did I run after? I sat in kollel, I sat in yeshivas, I didn't even know Hebrew that good. I'm still like working on it, 20-something years later, 26 years or whatever. Still working on it. It's not perfect. I didn't know Chaf Dalit, Chol Dava. It was an easy one, but still, it's not like, I didn't grow up with it. So it's still like an avoda. Never really ends that challenge of trying to learn and learn and learn. But the point is that I chose this over that, over a life of wealth, a nice home, nice cars, ease, to a life of struggle financially, but for the sake of what? For Hashem. And I proved that in my own life, and I didn't even grow up with this as a hinach. So all the more so Klal Yisrael who've grown up and they have it in their system, they're learning the psukim, and even the ones who don't do it, seemingly, they're still stuck there. Deep inside they have this. Deep down you'll see moments where they'll show their love for Hashem. And this is the truth, and we will get through this goddess, because Hashem's showing us the evil. He's doing the makas he's putting makas on these people. I see in the world, I remember Reb Bowman once said, there's so many hints and makas in the world where suddenly the waters turn to pollutant, or there's all these like hints of what happened to makas then are happening now. Like earthquakes, things that happen in the world. It's all about waking up.
Right, because there's nothing new under the sun.
But it's all about getting the world ready for Hashem's kingship, so that we can run after Hashem.
We'll speak. I already got it, so I'm gonna hit it, but we'll speak tomorrow morning. Let's just be about schedule.
Amazing.
The rest of the week.
No problem. I'm happy.
Shkaya.
אני נבורך, אני לא מבועד.